Hello there, good morning everybody. Nice change to be here on a Sunday morning actually, isn't it? I hope you're with me this morning. Who have we got? Oh, we've got Jackie and Elizabeth. Good morning to you. And we're on YouTube as well with Kieran, Colette and Mandy and Shelley. Hello Alana and Ginny. We're busy this morning, aren't we already? Good. Morning Margaret and all of our sewing friends, she says as well. That's nice. Shelley's got a pink parcel, lovely. Hi sweetie, oh thank you very much. Thank you. Got my granddaughter here. She's been reciting her Christmas nativity songs this morning, all 9 of them. She's going to be a shepherd with a tea towel on her head. They're so cute, so cute. Hello Elaine in Florida. Good evening from Melbourne, says Sharon. Brenda's in Canada and Anne's in Australia. Hello. Sonia's in Swansea. And I've lost everybody on, oh there you are, you went a minute on Facebook. It's night time, says Joanne. Good morning Susan, and hello Sarah. And who have we got? Let's see how many we've got. I'm not used to doing a Sunday morning. 151 so far on Facebook, and can't see on YouTube. I've cropped you a bit short so I can fit you both on one page. Oh, clock's a bit late, isn't it? That's a good minute late. Hi Bob. Hey puppy. It's a lovely sunny day outside today here. I don't know what it's like with you, but we're having a lovely time. Hi Anne. And Dion. Where Dion? Oh, Devon. I think you missed the V out. Julie, hello. And Phyllis and Cher Crevaux. Right, so I wanted to have a talk through the block of the month and the kits that we've put together for the top. Because we're running out, so we have been changing them up a little bit. Isn't it amazing? This is the block of the month from the Half Yard Sewing Club. It's been designed and made up and everything by my very good friend Melissa Naylor, who is an amazing quilt designer. She's designed all of the blocks of the month since we first started 3 years ago, and every time she comes up with a new idea, I think that's the best one yet. These will always be available on the Half Yard Club website as well. So if you've only just joined up, or you're getting maybe a gift voucher for Christmas, you will be able to go back for the last 3 years and make up all of the blocks of the month. Normally we take projects down after 2 years, but we're not going to with this one. We thought we'd keep them. Hi Sylvia. Hi Morag. We're all good here, Jill. Thank you very much. Nicole's in Fromage in Toulouse. Is that a place? That's cheese, isn't it? Fromage in Toulouse in France. Hello. Morning, Lisa. Amanda, it was lovely. Yes, we did have a gathering yesterday. It's my niece's 40th birthday. It was a very small gathering, to be honest, but it was very nice. I've done the Half Yard Club. Where is the code? If you join the Half Yard Club and you want the discount code for the Debbie Shaw Sewing website, let me just explain that they're 2 completely different websites. So the Half Yard Sewing Club is a subscription website. You pay £5.99 a month or £60 for a whole year, and however that translates into whatever country you're in, and is a project-based website. So we don't sell anything from it apart from the memberships. That's it. It's not a shop. That's the project-based website, and it's a resource as well. There's tips and techniques and videos and all kinds of things on there to help you out with your sewing journey. DebbieShawSewing.com is a shop, so 2 completely different separate websites. However, if you are a member of the Half Yard Club, you will receive 10% discount on anything that you order from the Debbie Shaw Sewing website. You need to go to the Half Yard Club and click on the About Me, and that's me. And when you scroll down a little bit, it says discount code for Debbie Shaw Sewing or something like that, and that'll give you the code. So write that code down, go to Debbie Shaw Sewing, and when you go through to place your order, when the what you've spent comes up on the right hand side in a box, right at the bottom will be apply coupon, and that's where you put in your code, and then it'll automatically take 10% off all of your order. Right, so let me just explain this. In fact, let me show you. I haven't got enough, the table's not big enough. Let me just turn that around, and I'll show you where we are on the website with this. So just bear with me a second while I just do that. And so I'm just reorganising myself here. So this is the Half Yard Club. and I'm already signed in, and as you scroll down we've got welcome to the block of the month 2022. Click on it and that'll open up the project. Now it's a little bit different to previous blocks of the month because you've got 13 blocks, so you're going to be doing a couple of these. They're more simple ones in 1 month, but there isn't a block for December because December is the making up, because we want this finished by Christmas. So as you come down, we've got lots of hints and tips, lots of instructions. Do read through all of these. Instructions for stitching on all of the applique pieces, everything that you're going to need, and your materials. Now you don't have to buy the kit. Okay, you don't, if you want to, it's fine, that's what we put it together for. But if you've got your own fabric, or you want to buy your own fabric, or you want to do different colours, you don't have to buy this kit to make this quilt. You could do it in plain colours, you could do it in black and white, it's entirely up to you. Okay, so as we come down to your materials list, that's all here as well. So you need 8 fat quarters. Melissa said Christmas themed or plain, so that's entirely up to you. You'll need 8 fat quarters for all of the applique. In the kits that I'm going to show you in just a second, they're actually long quarters, but that's fine, that's going to work absolutely fine. And then you've got cutting information here as well. So this is kind of what you need to do to get going. All right, now this is the key for the fabrics that Melissa's used. All right, so we've got first red and the second red, first green, second green, third green, gold, first metallic and second metallic. We can't get hold of that one, certainly. This one's running out, can't get that one. And we've got similar for these. So what we've done is to actually put together some kits just for the top section, as close as we possibly can to the fabrics that are on here, but they will be different. So if I take one of the boxes and just show you. So in the box, when you get it home, you'll have your 8 long quarters, not fat quarters. Same amount of fabric as a fat quarter, it's just long instead of fat. So 8 of those. And I'll take you through all of these in just a second, because I really want to make sure that you understand what you're getting here. And a free Christmas decoration. It may not be a Santa, but you're getting one of those free. And 1.5 meters of white fabric. This is a white on white. I don't know if you can quite see there, but it's got little circles on it. It's called Pebbles, and I thought it looked like snow. So that's what you've got for your background fabric. So that's all the fabric that you need for this bit, not for the backing. You'll need to supply your own backing, your own wadding, and your own binding. All right, so the binding isn't included. It's just everything that you need to make the top. Now with the fabrics that you're getting, I can't remember which is first and second red for Melissa. You'll have your fabric key. This is in the box as well. So where I showed you Melissa had put her first red, her first second, so say that's her first red and that's her first second, you're going to use that as your first red and that as your second red. And then first green she's got as holly. Sorry, she's got as one of these. We've got as holly. The second green is poinsettia. It's a slightly different poinsettia to the one that Melissa's used here, but we can't get hold of any of that at the moment. So we've got this one. And then there will be a gold, that's a plain one. Oh, sorry, your third green is a spot, so that's that one, but this time you're going to do a spot. Then there's the gold, and then your first metallic. Now I'm keeping this as first metallic, although the fabric isn't actually metallic, but I thought it'd be too confusing because the instructions have been written for you to use first metallic, so that's what you're going to use as first metallic. So Melissa's first metallic, I think, is this one. So instead of the one with mistletoe, you're going to use that one instead. And then your second metallic is this one, and that's going to replace the one with the stars in. Now if you've got any other fabric that you want to use at home, if you wanted to add your own colours, if you wanted to use these or use half of them and you've got something else that matches, absolutely fine. But you will have, if you go for this, a quilt that looks similar. But again, the fabrics aren't exactly the same. To be honest, Melissa started designing this at the beginning of last year. That's how long it takes. So by the time we came up with fabric ideas, it was about May. And May's the time when Christmas fabric is released, so we ordered hundreds of meters of the fabrics that Melissa was going to use, knowing that you're going to be asking where that fabric came from. And as soon as we released the quilt, they all sold out. Trying to get hold of Christmas fabric at this time of year, bizarre as it may seem, coming up for Christmas, is nigh on impossible. There's just nobody, no wholesalers have got Christmas fabrics in at the moment. So that's why we've tried to put together as close as we possibly can, and I think we've done a good job. But if you've got Christmas fabric, again, you don't have to buy that. If you want to, it's £27.50. When this batch sells out, and that's the 6th batch that we put together, we will put together batch 7, and again we'll try and match the colours as closely as possible. So I hope that's explained. I didn't want it to be confusing, or that you think, well, I've already paid to join the Half Yard Club, I don't want to spend another £27.50. You don't have to. This is just because I knew that you'd want to make the same one. So let's have a look around. It's good, isn't it? There's lots of different techniques as well. So you've got curve piecing, paper piecing, foundation piecing, raw edge applique. I can't remember what else she's doing down here. Oh, and Melissa quilted it free motion. And again, if you don't want to do that, if it's not something that you're confident in, then you can quilt that however you like. But these are the blocks, look. So I think the Joy and the Star might be that one. No, those 3 are all one block. So you've got 3 blocks. That's all going to be in 1 month. This will be 1 month. Joy comes with something else, but I can't remember what. I think it might be Joy and Santa is 1 month. And then you've got this one as 1 month. Your Turkey, the Star. These 3 are in 1 month. And then by the end of November, or the beginning of November actually, you'll have everything you need, all of your blocks made up, and then December is going to be actually making it up. Oh, Kath. I wasn't going to show you the back of the quilt because Melissa's made it very fancy, and that's not in the instructions. Okay, so if you want to, it depends what you're going to use it for. You probably never see the back of it anyway, will you? But I would suggest that you use a plain piece of fabric, personally. If you wanted to do this, then that's entirely up to you. We don't have enough fabrics of the Christmas fabrics to match the front to do that on the back. But if you wanted to, or if you've got Christmas fabric, or if you're not going for the kit, that's absolutely fine. But there's no instructions on how to do that on the back. This is purely for the top. So, I mean, it is lovely, and I was avoiding showing you that because I know you're going to say, how do I do it? But there are no instructions for the back, so a plain piece of fabric will be absolutely fine. It is Mandy, isn't it? Hello, Sue. Pamela's going to see Santa tomorrow. Oh, fleece on the back of quilts, Lisa, is a lovely idea. Pamela's ordered a kit today, lovely. And remember, the kit's for the top. So you'll need your own binding, your own wadding, and your own backing fabric, or whatever you want to do on the backing as well. Right, I'm going to make a bottle bag. I'm a little bit, I say this a lot in the recent lives, don't I? Bit disorganised. But I'm getting a little bit behind. I've got rather a lot on at the moment, and I'm not very organised with it. So I'm going to make a bottle bag, which I did post on Facebook. Linda, let me just check what size it finishes for you, because I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll just show you what I'm doing, because it's a bit rude not to. So finished size is 42 inches square, or 106 by 75 centimetres square. And again, you've got really comprehensive instructions there, whether you're going for the kit or not, so you don't have to, I can't stress that enough. Do read through all of these instructions and everything that you need. So this is actually on the page now, so if you're Half Yard Club member, then just log in, it's right there. When you go to, when you first log in and you're here, it's right there. It's the first project that's actually come up. That's the last, actually that's the one that you're finishing at the moment, isn't it? Let's see how we're getting on with that one. Because you can post your own pictures on here. Oh, nobody's putting your pictures on yet. Do put pictures, mind you haven't finished it yet, have you? This is the this year's block of the month, again designed by Melissa, Seminole Patchwork. So this is one that you're going to be finishing off this month, which is, I can't wait to see, it's quite exciting, isn't it? So I wonder if anybody's actually made all of them. So I'm just trying to get you back again, bear with me. Anybody made all of the quilts since day one? That'd be interesting. Lisa's making stockings. Hello Gillian, she's happy. Yes Sarah, you do have your instructions on how to finish. That will be in December. So you have your individual instructions every single month on how to make the block for that month, because it's the block of the month, and then there's no block for December. December is putting it all together and finishing it. So yes, that will be explained in December. So Janet's done the first one already. Wow, it's not even 2022 yet. You're on the ball. Hello Maribel from Florida. Hi Susan. I'll post a picture, won't you, Janet, on the Half Yard Club page, because I'd love to see how you're getting on with them. Charlie's jumping up and talk amongst yourself. Right, so should we do this bottle bag? I will do a video for YouTube as well, without all that chat about the Half Yard Club. That's just for you. Oh, it's all right, Sarah. If you've got any more questions about that, do let me know. If you have any questions about the Half Yard Club, do let me know. If you want to have another look around, then post. If I don't see it straight away, then come back again. The Half Yard Club, if you're in the UK, is £5.99 a month. If you pay, that's if you pay monthly. If you pay yearly, it's £60, so you get 2 months free in effect. But it doesn't matter where in the world you are. There's nothing, we don't post anything out, everything's downloadable deliberately, because we had postage involved with the club. It would be an awful lot more than £5.99, or would be restricted to UK only, which is a shame, because you're all over the place. We've got members in Japan, South Africa, in Australia, in New Zealand, in Canada, in America. We're literally all over the world, and of course all around Europe as well. How do we join the club? Sam, if you go to halfyardsewingclub.com, I'm going to log out. So this is what you're going to see when you first go on there. There's a video with a bit about me. Well, not a bit about me, a bit about the club. So my PC is trying to multitask at the moment, so it's going a bit slow.
Debbie, and welcome to my Half Yard Sewing Club. As a member, on the first of each month, you receive a brand new project, and that includes instructions, a downloadable pattern, and a video. Then halfway through the month, you receive a second project, and these can be anything from dressmaking to homewares, toys and bags. There's also a block of the month where we build up 12 blocks so that you can create a beautiful quilt bag. And I hope you're joining the content book where you can...
So that's a bit about it anyway. And then all you need to do is click on join today and fill in your details. Now then when you go through here, you will need to fill in everything with an asterisk, agree to the terms and conditions. If you click on you'd like to receive newsletters, this isn't a marketing ploy. And a lot of people, I think, see this and then think, oh no, I don't want to be bombarded with emails. If you receive newsletters and project information and offers, you'll get a notification each month as to when your projects are going to go live. So that's quite important. We do special offers, and you get discounts on other websites and things like that, so it's quite nice to keep in touch about that. But sign on to that. Now when you go through to your payment page, which is the next page, you will have to fill in your credit or debit card details. We don't do PayPal, I'm afraid, but credit or debit card details. But if you put in the code WELCOME in capital letters in the coupon box, you'll have a free month. So although, you know, I'm showing you around here and you might get the idea, that'll give you time to have a look at the website when you want to, spend as many days up to a month as you want to looking around, see if it's for you. If you don't want to join, then just cancel it. That's fine. In fact, you should get an email to say, do you want to carry on with the subscription? And if you want to carry on, we'd love to have you on board. So I wasn't going to take you through all this morning, but seeing as you asked, so that's that. When you are a member, you'll be able to sign in. That's me signed in. And then you have access to, let's have a look at sewing projects, to 2 years worth of projects. So there's your main project which has video. So the December one is a sewing machine bag. Let's see if anybody's made these, because you can put pictures of your own on here too. We've got a few different pictures there. Look. Those are your pictures. That'll be a main project with a video, and then you'll have a secondary project. I was going to show you this month's actually, I forgot to bring it, which is a simpler project without a video. This month it's a Christmas cutlery holder. So these are all of the projects that you're going to be able to access and make and enjoy right now on day one, whenever you join up. You've got all of these projects to go through. So about half of these have got videos to them as well. At the top of the page we have tips and techniques. Some of these are video, some of these are photographic instructions, but there's a lot of dressmaking, pattern adjustments, making bag handles, and that is a growing page. About me, that's where you're going to find your discount code, and if I just, you won't see it at the moment, but as you go down, so it's on a bit of a go slow again. Right, there's a picture of a yellow bag, and it's there, so just click on that one. Then we've got a blog, we've got books. Now this will take you through to a link to the Search Press website, but you get discount on those. In fact, you get 30% off all the books on that one. We've got Ask a Member. So Anne says, I'd like to try a messenger bag for my 11-year-old granddaughter. Any suggestions for a beginner? So I'll get around to answering that. If I don't, then these are, Jilly's answered here, Barb answers quite a lot, Megan answers quite a lot. So that's a little bit of a community thing going on the website as well. So that's just kind of an overview as to what the whole thing's all about. We do gift subscriptions as well. So if you wanted to buy one from just think to reset my password as a result. I did not have my reindeer party. Elaine, could you, if you have any problems with Half Yard Club, we have a very responsive team. I've been getting a few emails from Caroline this morning. Could you email the Half Yard Club? I get hundreds of messages on here, and I don't always see them when I go back again afterwards. But if you need to reset your password, Elaine, I'm assuming this is on the Half Yard Club page, yeah? If you go to your account, let me see if I can do it here. My account. Where's my password? Change my password. There's your current password, put in your new password, and that's as easy as it is. If you do have any problems and you can't, it's not working for you, then if you email info@halfyardsewingclub.com, somebody will get back to you and help out. If you're, where's Elaine? Sorry Lisa, I didn't see Elaine's. Oh there, I've got it. If you're talking about the Debbie Shaw Sewing website, remember these are two, I don't know whether you're talking about Debbie Shaw Sewing or Half Yard Club. Half Yard Club, that's how you do it. Debbie Shaw Sewing, then you need to drop me an email. Take the top, I think it's all a box top. Happy birthday, Shirley. Oh, is it Shirley's birthday? Happy birthday, Shirley. Hello, Denise. Hope you're okay. No, Barbara, the block of the month on the website is part of what you get. That's for your £5.99 a month. That's one of the projects. So that's all of your instructions. That's the project instructions. If you wanted to buy the kit, it's everything you need to make the top. So you've got 8 long quarters and 1.5 meters of fabric. So that's the fabric to make the top of it. That's not every month. You don't pay for that every month. That's everything that you need to make the top. You'll need your own backing fabric and you'll need your own wadding and binding. That's just the top. But if you don't want to use the fabric that we've chosen, you want to use your own, then you buy that from wherever you like. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Adhesive fabric sheets, Bondaweb. Sylvia is what Melissa used there. Bondaweb and Heat and Bond, I think, are very similar things, and it's basically, we don't do them on big rolls like this. We do smaller packets. I'm not sure if you've got any in stock, but I know this is a bit tatty, sorry about that. It's an adhesive paper sheet, so it's got glue on one side. You line that to the back of your fabric, then you cut your shapes out and then peel off the paper backing and then re-iron that onto your main piece of fabric. It makes your applique pieces really strong, they're not going to lift up, but it makes them easier to sew as well. So you imagine if you've got something like, let's have a look at one of the bigger pieces. Whoops, say Santa. On a larger piece like this, I'm assuming Melissa has found the same as well. If you're not using an adhesive sheet to hold these down, you're probably going to be pinning. So if you've got lots of pins all the way around here, by the time you've started sewing around, your fabric can have moved a little bit. Heat and Bond covers the whole of the area of this and glues it down. It's washable, it's not stiff or anything like that. That's what it's been designed to do. It also makes it easier when you've got smaller pieces like this. And raw edge applique, like this is, it stops the edges from fraying. They will eventually, because that's the manner of it, but that's actually glued down. So the stitchings here, this bit isn't going to fray unless it's been washed and washed and washed for years. So it just makes things easier to stick it down. You could use a basting spray instead if you wanted to, but basting sprays don't tend to be as firm as in strong, not stiff. As the Bondaweb. So I use Bondaweb, that's my choice, but there is another brand called Heat and Bond. I'm sure there's many more out there, but it's basically an adhesive paper sheet, so that's what you need to be looking for. Laura, we'll see if we can get some more of that then. I'm not sure, I think Kim's busy this morning, she's got a lot of videos to do. I'll get onto her and ask her to get some more Bondaweb. I don't know what Hyperfix is, Cindy. Freezer paper, Mandy, no, because you need to take I'm not very au fait with freezer paper, it's not something I use, but I think with freezer paper the paper sticks to the back of your fabric and then you can cut out your shapes and everything, but when you take it away it's not a glue, is it? It just holds the paper there while you're cutting out. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a freezer paper isn't a glue. This is actually a glue that makes a permanent bond between the fabrics. Oh, lovely. Oh, Sue. Sue's got an early Christmas present of some of my fabric. I think we've only got one left. One of those prints left. Can't get any more of those. Hello, Mina in Canada. Lois, hoovering on a Sunday morning, please. Ordered the block and the pack. Does it mean I have everything to make the quilt top? No, Lavinia, you don't need a pack every month. That's everything that you need to make the quilt top. So all of your fabrics are in that one kit for all of the applique pieces that you see here and the white background. Whatever you're using on the backing, you'll need to buy that. You'll need to buy a wadding, and you'll need to either buy bias binding if you prefer to use sharpboard, or make your own. That the binding isn't included in the kit either. So it's just everything that you need to make the whole top. So no, it's not. £7.50 a month would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? That's the whole thing. Have we got any more questions about that? Thanks, Jules, for answering that one. It's okay, Mandy. 5:30 a.m. Molly says, you are up early. Good for you, Andrea. She's been treating herself for Christmas. Oh, Killer's going out for Christmas dinner. Boslaw H640, surely not for this. Not for a quilt. I'd use an 80/20 wadding, which I think is what Melissa's got inside here as well. Your Boslaw's too stiff, so you know that's 1/4 of an inch thick. That would make a stiff quilt, so it wouldn't be nice and soft. Depends what you're going to use it for. To be honest, you could use H640, but for a quilt I'd go for either I'd go for a natural. I haven't got any here actually, but a natural wooden. We don't do it on the website. But look for 80/20, 80% cotton, 20% polyester. I think is going to be the wadding of choice for this one. No, Andrew, we can't get any more. Can't get any more fabrics at all of my fabrics. The even on the wholesalers' website, it's not even on the website anymore. It's just not available. All sold out. Karen, you can use flat quarters, or you can use long quarters. The cutting company that we made when we said we wanted to cut it into quarters, cut them into long quarters. I forgot to stress fat quarters, not long, but it doesn't matter. All of the fabrics that we've put together and all of the fabrics that Melissa has used are non-directional. So you imagine there's your long quarter, and you can cut out your pattern pieces either that way or that way to make the most of them. This is going to be the biggest pattern piece that you need, which I think is 9 inches. Our long quarters are a little bit longer than a long quarter. They're actually about 10 or 11 inches long. So you've still got exactly the amount of fabric that you need. It's just long instead of fat. But fat quarters are actually in the instructions. So if you've got fat quarters are absolutely fine. If you are using a directional fabric, this is all based on non-directional. If you're using directional, then add a little bit more. You may need a little bit more. Oh, Dawn's excited. Susan's ordered the box, another canvas for Susan. Can you email me? Lisa, if you don't mind, could you put on the enquiries@debbieshawsewing.com email address? Because I really honest, we've got so many comments. There's scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I will not pick up all of your comments, no matter how hard I try. So if you do have any questions like that, if you forgot to put your code in, or you've got any problems, then it's enquiries@debbieshawsewing.com. No, I don't know, Julian, actually. I don't think there'll be enough to make a scrappy binding. No, there won't be enough to make a scrappy binding. If you wanted to make a binding, you'll need width of bolt, which is 44 inches by 12 inches. So it's longer than a long quarter, but you won't have that much fabric left over from the kit, I'm afraid, to make something like that. Thanks, Bernice. What else have we got? We're going to make this bottle bag in a minute. Never could want to try. Could a beginner make this? I think you'll be fine if you take your time and you make sure that you follow the instructions exactly. Melissa is amazing at writing instructions. They are very comprehensive. When any of the instructions, because I mean I do most of the projects, it's just this one that Melissa does. Whenever we write instructions for the club, they are sent to Emily, who's an editor, and then to Betsy, who's a proofreader. And if there are any questions that they don't understand, they come straight back. So everything's kind of worded so that anybody would be able to understand what they mean. Do you get what I mean? So the instructions are really, really comprehensive. If there's anything that doesn't make sense, or Emily feels that we've glossed over it, she'll come back and say, we need that in more detail, and please can you explain this a little bit better? And so the instructions are really good. So it may look a little bit daunting, but you remember you're only doing one block at a time. So you're only going to do that in 1 month. You've got a whole month to do it. Remember, you've got your Ask a Member page as well on the website. So this is English paper piecing. So this is all hand sewn. But if you're struggling with any of it, then ask the question. And you know, people have hints and tips and things like that. So it's not like you get this, well, you get it now if you're a club member, and you've got to make it. You can really concentrate on doing every bit by bit. So yes, I think you would be able to do it if you're a beginner. Oh, Sharon, can anybody help Sharon with, I can't remember off the top of my head what weight of wadding is recommended. She says, I'm looking at wadding and it's in ounces. What ounce would it be? Would it be 4 ounce? I can't remember off the top of my head. So if anybody out there is a quilter, what weight of wadding would you use, please? There was no videos for this one, and this is all written down. I wouldn't have time to do videos for all of this as well. Not really a quilt as you go, Jenny. Not for this one. Thank you, Sylvia. Right. Should we do some sewing? Do keep asking questions, won't you? I wouldn't want anybody sitting there not feeling confident enough to ask something that's on your mind, or if you think it's a silly question, it's not. Come and ask it. That's really important. That's what this is all about, isn't it? That's the nice thing about being live. Thumbs up for oh, go on. Oh, go on. I don't know how busy are we on YouTube? Sorry, I'm just talking to myself now. 171. I was a little bit nervous about doing Sunday morning because I'm not used to it. I would use Violin X50 wadding, which has printed diamond quilted lines. what applique would you recommend as a stabiliser for the back when sewing? I would. I don't know if Melissa has. I haven't. I'll have to have another look through the instructions actually when we get to those. Personally, I'd use a tearaway stabiliser, particularly on the smaller pieces. Personally, that's okay, Shay. Hello in Malaysia, says Meng Chong. Hello. Thank you, Tina. Oh, Arthur, thank you. Right. Jules watched on Create and Craft yesterday. Oh, I know, Jules. 43-minute shows. That's a bit wad. A bit what? I'm answering you and reading Linda's wadding question. We'll do a lesson on that at some point, Linda. I need to get hold of lots of different weights of wadding to show you, though. I don't have an awful lot in stock of my own at the moment. Thanks, Lisa. Is it? Do you know, I was sewing. Why didn't they ask me to do it? I don't know. Anyway, apparently my Elizabeth bag is on Sewing Street at the moment. If they'd have let me know, I could have sent some. Could have gone. Could have. Anyway. Was it Erin's 80th birthday? Happy birthday to you. It's my niece's 40th birthday today. She'll be watching. The wadding will depend on if it's a wall hanging or a bed quilt. For the wall, it does not need to be heavy. Sylvia uses a bamboo, but doesn't know what weight it is. Bamboo wadding's really soft, isn't it? And actually quite eco-friendly as well, so that's a good one to go for. Right, we're 40 minutes in, almost, and we haven't done any sewing yet. So I will do a YouTube video. It might not be for a couple of days, because we've got a lot on in the next couple of days. But we'll have a quick go anyway. So this is actually from my half-yard spring book, but it's not very spring-like at the moment, so I thought I'd do it in more festive fabrics. So I'm using some of the, so I've just moved everything out of the way so I can't see what I'm doing. This is the Henry Glass fabric that we got on the website, and I've just found some coordinating red as well. So, and I'm using a thermal wadding. I don't think it's necessary, I just happen to have lots of it, so so that's what I'm doing. And again, when I do the YouTube video, I'll put all the exact dimensions in centimetres and in inches on the description box below the video. So I'm just going to tell you what these are in inches for now. So the lining pieces, there's 2 of those. I am going to just pop my iron on because I can't work with that. And they measure 17 inches across and 16.5 inches deep. All right, and then we have 2 pieces of the pattern fabric. This is going to be for the front. So there's 2 pieces here measuring 7 inches across and 7 inches across and 8 inches, 7 inches across and 6 inches, and then I've got a piece of fabric that's going to go in the middle here. And then I've got my wadding there as well. So first thing to do is to sew these pieces together. So the larger one at the bottom, that one goes there, and that one goes there. I can show you a quick picture. I haven't got the original one there, but that's kind of what we're aiming for. So you can see we've got the different colour there, and the flowers there. If you're still watching, Jen, they're what you bought me for my birthday, and they're still going strong on the kitchen windowsill. Yeah. But that's kind of what we're going to be making, just to give you an idea. And that goes there, and then that, and that, and that. So that's the front and the back of it. So 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Julie's got a computerised machine trying to do jeans needle 100 but couldn't get the tension right. How do you know you haven't got the tension right? What's actually happening? Because it might not be the tension. You know how I feel about tension. It's not always tension's fault. So let me know what's actually happening and why you think it's tension. Right, so let's sew that on there. We haven't got a bobbin today. I'm surprised because I've got bob cam set up. And then, so that was the small one, wasn't it? And then the bigger one on the bottom. This fabric's non-directional, so it's okay to get it the wrong way round. Yeah, we've got nice weather, Diane, outside. I can't wait to go for a walk later on, actually. those together. You are good, Jen, I know. And then we'll do the same with these pieces. It's lovely fabric this, isn't it? It looks really rich. I think I might have chopped it in a hurry. I might have to cut this down a little bit shortly. There we go. And snip. That's my daughter's nail varnish. I didn't realise that was there. I've been filming this morning. And then that one goes on the bottom. Oh, thanks, Sarah. It's only from Next. Sew that across there. And then we'll give it a press. So it's an ironing pad. There we go. Now I'm not sure if those kits that we put together have sold out now. I think it's been really busy today. If so, we will be putting some more together, but again they're going to be slightly different, so bear with us. I can believe how difficult it is to get hold of Christmas fabric at this time of year. So busy. Okay, so I'm not pressing seams open or anything like that. It's only a bottle bag, not too fussed about that. While the iron's there, I'm just going to press. Oh, I thought that was going. Press the lining as well. That's rather creased, so I'm going to give that a spray too. Oh, greetings from Suriname in South Africa. Hello, Marianne. Welcome along. Right, so just get the creases out of this. Can't work with creased fabric. I don't know about you. Right, you can go there. You can go there. And then I'm going to put the fabric onto the wadding. It'll need something, otherwise you've got a floppy bottle bag. It doesn't have to be. Oh, I'm going to trim that down so I'm not wasting too much. It doesn't have to be thermal. And I'm just going to use a spray of 505 just to hold that in place. Now you can make the bag longer, you can make it shorter, you can make it narrower. If you want it for a water bottle instead of a wine bottle, then make it to any size you like. There we go. A gin bottle bag. I need a bigger one than this, Lisa. Right, so you can go there and there. Flatten it out nicely, and I'm going to bring up my cutting mat actually and use my rotary cutter to cut that straight. And just make sure I've got the same size as the linings as well. Almost worked. Right. I think it's called black, white and red. Can't remember what it's called. It's gorgeous, isn't it, Linda? It's really rich. Right, so I'm just trimming this down so that it's square. But my fabric moves. It does that sometimes, doesn't it? Moves and twists. What's that? And same here. And then I just need to make sure that these are all the same size. Again, it's not set in stone that it has to be exactly the size that I'm making. Let's trim the bottom bits so they're square as well. And that lines it with that. I'll just chop the bottom off there. I haven't got my gin yet, have I, Sarah? They're rather busy down at the house today. Both Vienna and Kim are modelling January's main project. for the Half Yard Club. So they've got a photographic shoot going on today, which is probably why I haven't got my gin. If you're new to us, I have a coffee brought to me by my wonderful husband every time I do a live. But unless I prove it's a coffee, I get talked about. Right, so I think that's all I need of that. I'm going to quilt it as well, but I think, shall I do both sides? See how we go. So I'm taking my heat erasable pen I'm using on this one, and I'm just going to draw diagonal lines. So I'll just put my instructions down. At 30 degrees, let's do 45. And then just sew across them to quilt it. You don't need to quilt it. I'll do these 2 inches apart because it'll be quicker. But I do like a bit of quilt. I like a bit of crosshatch quilting. I think it gives you quite an expensive look. It looks, you know, looks shop bought. So again, I'm just using my ruler to draw these lines 2 inches apart. If you're going to use a heat erasable pen, make sure that you test the pen on the fabric first so that it doesn't bleach the fabric. Sometimes that happens. You could use a chalk instead if you're a little bit concerned. And here. And I think I will just quilt the one side for today because we're going to be here all day otherwise, aren't we? So let's start centrally here and go in the opposite direction. So I can do both sides when I do the YouTube video because I can speed up the boring bits then. But I'm sure you don't want to sit and watch me sewing straight lines for hours. And around this side. So I've got some more questions coming up. Sorry I'm missing all your questions. I'm sure Lisa's on it. Don't even like Jen. Yesterday. No, surely I wasn't here yesterday. I did post all over the place. I posted several times on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're a subscriber, you should have got a message to say I wasn't going to be there yesterday because I was on Creating Crafts. So I'm here today instead. Next week we'll be back to Saturday again. There we go. So I can just lengthen the stitch. I'm going to a 2.8 and literally just sew across all of the lines. So what I was saying, wasn't I, you do need some kind of interfacing or padding, wadding if you've got some felt, because otherwise your bag's going to be really floppy and we don't want a floppy bag.
We don't want a floppy bag.
We don't want a floppy bag.
I have a coffee.
Thank you.
Grandad's a bit busy up here.
Yeah, I was saying you're a bit busy today. Thank you. Coffee, see, hot. No alcohol in that. So that. Stop talking about me now. Can you put the gin there? Okay, just sewing in diagonal lines. Double stitch and rulers give me a 45 degree line. It can, when you've got lots of lines on your ruler, it can be a bit confusing though, can't it? Right. Yeah, well, I will just do the one side. We'll be here all day doing this. Oh, Ginny's pleased I'm here on a Sunday because she works on a Saturday. Coffee in inverted commas, says Cher. I don't know where I get that reputation. Mulled wine. We have mulled wine at Christmas. Kim does the most amazing mulled wines. It's a speciality. Right. Thanks, Lisa. And across this way. Anybody else new today? First time here? Oh, I tell you what, I was having we were having a chat with Kim like when we drove over for our gathering. It's a couple of hours drive, so we had a good old chat in the car about things that are coming up and the way the website's going and new projects and things like that. I've got a lot planned for next year. And I've been asked so many times to make a video, a really basic one on how to use a sewing machine. And I did make one for the kids YouTube channel that I have. but it's been suggested that I do one for adults. So what do you think? Like your very first sewing machine, how to thread it, how it works, why you've got 2 sets of threads, what the tension is, how to choose stitches, what stitches you need for what feet come with that sewing machine, what they're going to be used for. Do you think that would be useful? Maybe in the new year when people have had sewing machines for Christmas. You know, those of you, like you were saying earlier, that don't follow instructions too well. Most sewing machines come with very comprehensive instructions, but maybe they can be a little bit overwhelming for a new sewer. But if you've been given a sewing machine, a second-hand sewing machine, if you've inherited a sewing machine, you're probably not going to have instructions with it. So what do you think that would be useful? Are you buying some? I was thinking, to be honest, my niece, my great niece, Hetty, who's 11 years old, is sewing, hand sewing at the moment, but Mum's going to let her have a go with the sewing machine, and I thought it might be useful for her. I don't know if I think I have told you before. Would it be okay to travel inside the seam allowance till the next line of quilting? Would it be okay to travel inside the seam allowance until the next line of quilting? I'm not sure what you mean, Tina, because I haven't done a seam yet. Okay, Karen, maybe I'll try and do that in the new year then. Tension explanation. Okay, I've actually got a really basic Brother electronic sewing machine. It's not a computerised one. It was about £80 that I bought off Amazon, and I think for a lot of people, if that's going to be the first sewing machine you've ever had, that will be the type of sewing machine that you're tempted to buy. So I thought I'd do a proper in-depth tutorial on that. A while ago, a couple of years ago, one of my neighbours' children came and knocked at the door. I'd never met her before. She was a lovely little girl, and she got a cushion and that she'd made, and tension was all over the place on it. And there was skip loops and everything. And she's saying, "No, I know you sew. Can you tell me what I've done wrong?" And I said, "Well, take me home with you and show me your sewing machine. We'll have a look at it." And she got a Singer sewing machine, electronic one, really nice little machine, but the tension was set to 0. And I said to her, "So do you know what that is? Do you know what the tension is? Do you know why you've got 2 threads and what happens to those threads when they go around your sewing machine?" She said, "No, I've got no idea." So we sat and had a lesson on how your machine worked, and I think it was really helpful for her. So yes, I thought I might do a video on that. Anyway, I'm supposed to be making a bag. I'm getting nowhere with it, aren't I? So that's my quilted side, and I think it would benefit to have the back quilted, but I think we've been here long enough. Right, so we're going to cut a shape out of the top now. So let's take the lining pieces. These should now be the same size. If they're not, then you can trim whichever one down to whatever size it needs to be. So I'm going to put these 2 together. And I'll need my ruler and my pen, and I'm going to measure 2 inches from one top corner and 5 inches down. So 2 inches here, 5 inches here. If I can draw that in, that's going to make it clearer for you to understand. This is where the handle's going to go. Okay, and then where the corner is here, we're going to make a curve. Don't think you need a template for that, just a soft curve like that. Right, then we're going to fold this in half and cut out that shape when I can find what I've done with my scissors. Oh, Bonnie, I've got quite a long table here, so coffee's well out of the way, don't worry. So now you can see the shape that the bag's going to be. And then from the bottom corners, and let's line this up so I can do it together, I'm going to make a 2-inch square down here and cut out that shape as well. Just line my pieces up together so I can cut through 2 at the same time. And then we'll cut these out. Again, I'll go into more detail without the chat when I do a YouTube video, but maybe a few days before I get around to it. Same on this corner. Right, then we're going to take that and lay it on top of this and use it as a template to cut out the same shapes. And then the same on the other side as well. My stitches may be different fabrics, so my sewing machine always gets knotted. Okay, I'll do that. I've been in the new year now, but I shall certainly do a video on how to use a sewing machine. And then maybe we could expand that to different types of feet to use as well, be useful, wouldn't it? There are some, I think, on Half Yard Club, on the tips and techniques section. Right, let's come around here. And on this one. And then again I'm going to use that as a template. So remember, I've got the longer section at the bottom, that's longer than that. Let's pop this on top and use that as a template to cut out the same shape. So it's quite a simple shape really. But again, this is from my Half Yard Spring book, but no reason why it can't be an all year round bottle bag. We don't just have bottles in spring after all. If you wanted to draw that on first, or even make a paper template, that might be an idea, so you can just keep reusing it if you're going to make lots of bottles. And it's another one of those gift packages that is sustainable, isn't it? Okay, so I've got 2 of those and we have 2 of those. Right, so let me just check which order I've got these in, so bear with me a second. So we're going to sew the short tops together. So 2 outer pieces, right sides together, just across here. So I'll take my stitch length back down again. There we go. And then this one, right sides together, if you have a right and wrong side on your lining fabric, and literally sew straight across the top. That's a good idea, Alice. And overlockers for beginners would be a nice one to do. Right, then right sides together. Again, I'm just checking I've got these the same as I've got on the instructions. I've got a page missing. Oh, there we go. So we're going to sew, that's that piece and that's that piece. Pop these on top of each other. And we're just going to sew around the curved section. So I'm actually going to put a few pins in here. Pin cushion's getting really messy. I need to organise my pin cushion. So match the seams up in the centre. Not worried about pressing seams open or closed or anything like that. Open or closed, open or to one side, just however. And on here. There will be a video without chat, Amanda or Gina. Just not sure when I'm going to get a chance to do it, but I will do a video without chat because we have had an awful lot of chat in this one, and I will need to give you the measurements in centimetres as well. So I'll remake the video maybe on Tuesday and rewrite all of the cutting instructions for you there as well. Right, so just around the curve section, remember. See too well what I'm doing there, can you? I've just not caught quite enough of the lining on that side, so I'm just going to whiz back round it again. Another one of those occasions where the fabric moved a bit. And then the same around the other side. So just on the curve section, remember. I'm just using the edge of my foot as the seam allowance, so it's around about 1/4 inch. Hello Gina in Nova Scotia, 8 o'clock in the morning over there. We're 12 o'clock midday here, Gina. Elaine's got a hint for those trying to make their own binding. Piece together all of your scraps in strips 2.5 inches wide and as long a scrap as you have from each of the fabric pieces you've used. That's a lovely idea. I've done that before. And when they're all different lengths as well, it kind of adds to that scrappy kind of look, doesn't it? That's a really nice look. So that's that. And then I'm just going to snip into the curved sections. So up to the seam, not through it, and just around the curve bit, and that's going to help the seam to sit better when I turn it through. So now I'm going to turn this the right side out. I'm just going to switch my iron off because I tend to forget about it. Oh, Kate should have been in Tenerife today, but holiday was cancelled. Oh, I hope you're going to get to go next year instead. Hello, Jill in Zambia. Let's just push that through. Actually, I need the iron on because I need to press that in a sec. Been so for many years, but we'd love to see a video on the workings of a sewing machine. Never fully got to grips with it. I'll see what I can do in the new year. So we've got lots of plans for the new year. Panels, more fabric designs. Mine and Kim's book's coming out in April. That's already on the Search Press website. Oh, remember, if you wanted to order any books and you're a Half Yard Club member of my books, there is a link on the Half Yard Club website and you get 30% discount. So even on the ones that you pre-order, so mine and Kim's book, which isn't out until April, and so Maddie, which is October, you can still pre-order now with your 30% discount on those. Right, so pull that through. And, oh, if you wanted to order anybody else's books, if you go onto the Search Press website, I shall put a post on Facebook, and if you subscribed on YouTube, I'll send you a message, because I can get you a 20% discount on any craft book, but you need to use a code. It's DD105, but I'll write that down. But if you go to the Search Press, not to my website, not to Half Yard Club, not to Debbie Shaw Sewing, you need to go to the Search Press website, and when you put in the code DD105, you get 20% off anybody's books, and if you spend more than £20, you get postage free as well. So if you're thinking about buying a book for Christmas, you know, it's yeah, Maddie book, October, Lisa. What did you pay for and it wasn't worth £85 for the 5 hours? I missed that one. Sam and Shirley. Love it when you chat to each other. Anyway, so this is what I've got. So I'm just pressing the sides there. Might top stitch around that later on. Right, and then the rest of it is very much like making a bag. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm kind of going all over the place, aren't I? Let me move that out of the way. I think I'm migrating to the right for some reason. I'll switch that off. Joan, pay to subscribe to what? So I think your message is coming through really quickly again. So I missed what the original question was from Joan, and I can't go back up again. Let me do it. Message again while I'm here, while I'm looking right now, and I'll answer you then. So what are you subscribing to? If it's Half Yard Club, yes you do. I can overlock it. Dawn, I do have I did have an air thread overlocker, which I've kind of avoided showing you because they're really expensive. Not everybody can afford one of those, but I gave it to Kim. And I did buy myself just a Brother 4-thread overlocker, so we'll have a look at that. We'll do a really simple one of those. Be in the new year again then. Oh, an overlocker lesson. You paid £85 for an overlocker. When I bought my first overlocker that I bought years and years and years ago was a Husqvarna, and they did free lessons. You buy the machine, you get a free lesson. It was in Nottingham. Did have a Zoom meeting for us. Oh, it would be. I don't like charging though. That's the thing. And I wouldn't know how to do a Zoom meeting. I've not done anything like that before. But I kind of like this because it's all free. But yeah, I'll look into it in the new year. I'm not sure how to do it, but I'll have a look. I know lots of other people do, but I've never done anything like that. But I don't like charging. I think it should be free. Anyway, because I might persuade you to go to the website and buy some fabric, or join the Half Yard Club. So now I'm going to take the 2 outer pieces and put those right sides together, and the 2 lining pieces and put those right sides together. So the handle that I've just sewn is right there in the middle. And I'm going to sew all the way around. I'm going to try, might not match up exactly, and match up the panel here that I put and the seams at the side. And I'm going to sew all the way around apart from the corners that I've cut out, and I'm going to leave a gap in the side so I can turn it the right side out. Okay, and away we go. So has anybody been on any other Zoom meetings? Do you know how it works? How many people can you get on there? That's another thing, because I wouldn't want to alienate anybody. And I'm imagining you can only have enough people to fill a screen, not like the 500 or 600 we tend to get between Facebook and YouTube all in one go. How many members are active members of the club? Molly, I think we've got about 3,500 worldwide. It's huge. We are a really big club. I will show you in a sec, Jules. You just slip it in the side of the handle. I haven't actually got a bottle to show you. I'll do that when I do the YouTube video. Oh, you can only do 45 minutes free on Zoom, can you? I didn't know that. I shall have a look into it. Well, who gets paid the £5 then? Because I don't want your money. You have to pay Zoom. Hair all over the place. So I'm leaving a gap. I haven't forgotten this time. So turning gap just in one side here, and then carry on. And remember, I'm not sewing over the cut out corners. Now, because we're running out of time somewhat, the one on the picture, if I just show you my instructions again, has a where's my main picture? It's got a Suffolk puff just to decorate the front of it, but I'm not going to do that on this one because we will be here all day and you'd be fed up with me. And straight across the bottom, but I will do that on the YouTube one. Let me get round to it. And then straight down this side. So the Zoom organiser pays for it, is that right? So I'd have to pay for that and then it's free for everybody else. So is that the way that it works? Don't know. I'll have to look into it. Right. So now I'm going to take those cut out corners, just like when we make a bag, open them up. I'm just going to push the seams in opposite directions. And we'll sew across all 4 corners like that. Molly Bag Club, and she has about 200 signed up. Oh. And then she breaks it up into small groups. See, I didn't know you could do that. And then squish that way. Did a craft card hour making with Sarah Davis. I should try it. The cost of the thing included a kit. Was that just in the UK though, Jules? Because about half of my viewers are in the States, so it'd cost rather. It'd put an extra £16.50 onto the cost of it for postage, which is rather a lot. Got a present of an overlock and never taken it out of the box. Thing is, you can't harm it. You can't do anything wrong with it. So get it out and have a play with it. We will have a look at threading. I need to get the camera set up so you can see right inside it to thread it. Right, let's go across here. So that's what we've got let's turn the whole thing the right side out. So just pull this through the hole, then we'll sew the hole closed. Out you go. Lisa hated her overlocker with a passion. I don't use mine. I'll use it if I'm dressmaking. I'll use it if I'm using stretch fabric. Kim uses hers all the time. I think she preferred to use the overlocker than the sewing machine, wherever possible. Okay, so that's kind of coming through. So there's my lining. Let me turn that through as well. With the hole down the side, it looks like a little bit of a knot at the moment, but it will make sense in a minute. So let's pull the two sides apart and sew straight over the hole to close it. Like so. That's a good idea. Denman College, says Lynn, does workshops for £5 and you pay to make the item shown and you get instructions before the event. That's a good price. Right, so I'm just pushing the lining inside the bottle bag. And then I'm going to top stitch around the handles. So your bottle just goes in the side here. It's quite sweet, isn't it? And again, the one that I made for the spring book, let's have a look at the quilted side, that's prettier. Which was this one. These are my instructions, not a page of the book. Had the Suffolk puff or the yo-yo just on the front, just something to decorate it. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. I just thought it was a nice little decoration. So I'm going to just top stitch this and then it's done. I find it easier to just sew along the inside, and let's put the stitch length back up again and just sew quite close to the edge. And Aber can do courses. Now they've got a few stores, haven't they, in the north. So just take your time around the curves, trying to keep that stitching nice and even, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing, keeping the fabric flat as I go around the seam so I don't have any puckers in it. I like this idea of gift bags. You know, if you are giving a bottle of champagne or something as a Christmas gift or whatever it may be, bottle of pop, it's something that is pretty, makes the present look nice, but it's going to be reused again. You wouldn't throw that away like you would wrapping paper, would you? And I think that's quite important these days. All right, that's again, so keeping it nice and flat. You could make it bigger and call it a handbag, Helen. I think it's when you've got the technique of doing that handle, you can make the bottom bit any size you like. So again, just flattening that all out. I find it easy to just sew on the inside. If you've got a free arm on your sewing machine, you may find it easier to use that, but I like it this way. And there we go. And that's about finished. Gin and the straw. Honestly, you do talk about me. So I'll give it a final press and that's it finished. So it is actually quite a simple, quick project. We've just had an awful lot of chat in this one, haven't we? Lending Bag Club releases one set of bag videos each week. Oh, do they? One for gussets, then we gather questions and share bags on Zoom. I will look into that. I really don't understand how it works, but I will have a look into that. Okay, well that's that. Again, the YouTube video may be a couple of days because we're quite busy at the moment. I've got a book to write by the 7th of January, so that's what I'm going to be doing until the 7th of January, to be honest. Thank you. I'll see you on Wednesday. Yes, thanks, Sarah. Let me just check over here. Now, if you do have, again, if you've watched this back and you've got any questions about Half Yard Club or the block of the month or anything like that, I'll post the email address on YouTube, so subscribe and get the alerts on YouTube, and then you'll get any messages that I put on there as well. Okay, bye. And I'll put the email addresses that you need to contact. So if you've got issues with Half Yard Club, if you've got any questions for me, and I shall put a post on both Facebook and YouTube about the discount code for 20% off books from Search Press as well, because that's they're like Christmas present, don't they? They should be with you well in time for Christmas as well. Okay, well, thanks for your company. That's actually, I thought we'd be longer than that today, because we did have a long bit of banter earlier on, didn't we? I shall see you again on Wednesday. Don't know what we're doing yet, still not too organised, but I shall post on Tuesday when I know what we're doing. If you've got any requests still, come and let me know. That would be nice to hear from you as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this morning. We will be back again on next week on Saturday, so back to the normal next week, and of course I'll be with you on Wednesday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon as well, so I'll see you then. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you again on Wednesday.